All right, let's try this. This is the first time I've done this, but we're just going to walk through all the patch notes. So they just released the Dota 2 patches. Oh, it's the Dota 2 patch. It's, you know, all the notes and blah blah blah. And a mate said there was innate abilities. All heroes got innate abilities. So I thought, fuck that, I'm going to read them. So don't know how long this is going to take. I've got to head off at about 1:30 or so. So probably until, you know, we'll see how long it takes. But we will flick through real quick. Not quick, we'll take our time. Introducing innate abilities. Innates are abilities that are present on the hero for the entire game. From the very beginning of every match, every hero has a unique innate. Got a couple of examples here. So some innates grant a hero a unique effect. For example, Dawnbreaker reveals the whole map to allies when the sun rises for 5 seconds. That could be interesting. Other innates change a hero ability to have 5 levels and get a free ability point at level 1. For example, Kunka's Tidebringer now starts at level 1 and can still be upgraded 4 more times like normal. Oh, okay, interesting. Introducing hero facets. Facets are a hero customization choice that provide the ability to better align the playstyle of a hero with a specific match or player preference. Facets are specific to heroes. Each hero has at least 2 facets, if I'm saying that word correctly, and every player can choose the facet they prefer during strategy time at the beginning of each match. Viper can choose between adding an AoE damage burst to poison attack or increasing defensive buffs while Viper remains in Nether Toxin. Huh. So it's like a match-wide pre-game talent. That's pretty cool. Wraith King can choose between summoning skeletons or dealing additional curse damage when attacking. So, okay, so you just selected it. Hero select. Okay, we'll keep reading. This update introduces 2 new mechanics for each hero, innate abilities and facets. Someone confirm if I'm saying that right. Innates are abilities that are present on the hero for the entire game. From the very beginning of every match, every hero has a unique innate. The innate for each hero can be viewed on the hero page, in-game hovering a new icon between the hero talents and abilities. There are 2 types of innates. Some innates grant the hero a unique effect. For example, Faceless Void slows enemy attack projectiles within range. Interesting. And Dawnbreaker reveals the whole map to allies when the sun rises. Some innates change a hero ability to have 5 levels and get a free ability point at level 1. For example, Kunka's Tidebringer, yeah, we knew that. Legion Commander's Moment of Courage now sets level 1 and can be upgraded 4 more times as like normal. That'll be interesting. I wonder who will have that. Facets a new hero customization choice. It provides the ability to better align the play style of a hero with a specific... Oh, you haven't missed much. We've just gone through what you've read. Pretty much. It's so hard to read your name. I'm assuming that's Slayer. Yeah. Yeah, so we've just learned that there's innates and facets. So innates are all heroes all have an innate ability. The facets are kind of like a choice. So hero facets can be viewed on the hero page below the name tag, the hero name and tags. They also viewed in-game by hovering a new icon between the hero talent and abilities. On the scoreboard on top bar while holding Alt. Facets are set for all players after the strategy time, cannot be changed during a match. Good. Facet choices aren't revealed to the enemy team until after the bigger game begins. Good. Facets can also have a variety of effects. For example, Viper can choose between adding an AoE damage burst to poison attack or increasing defensive buffs while the Viper remains in Nether Toxin. That's pretty cool. Because, you know, especially Viper, he either stomps or gets stomped. There's no in between. Like, it's... Wraith can choose between summoning skeletons, additional curse damage when attacking. The Strat can choose between his attacks restoring mana or changing Diabolic Edict to explode fast but deal no damage to buildings. Interesting. That's interesting. Lone Druid can choose, couldn't choose 2 other heroes I don't really know much about. Lone Druid can choose between an improved Spirit Link, granting lifesteal in both directions or allowing True Form to be cast on the Spirit Bear. Interesting. Strategy time is extended. Glyph of Fort no longer refreshes when the first tier 3 tower is destroyed. Good. Glyph of Fort now refreshes when the first melee barracks is destroyed. I'm between them because don't stomp enough, yeah. 100%. You know what I mean though, like he's either 21-0 or 0-8. Like there's no in between. AoE bonuses now affect all auras and cleave sources. Interesting. Dominated creeps no longer allow players to bypass backdoor protection. That's good. Does that count as trees? Tree ants trees? Hero denies now grant experience to the hero created the deniable debuff. Excellent. That's good. So you know how you get denied if you've got a Quap or a Doom or something like that, or Veno Viper, that kind of shit. Yeah, okay, so you still get the XP, you just won't get the gold. I think that's pretty good. Mana bars always visible for enemies. Huh. That's just a big quality of life thing. Probably not pros because they're always checking how much mana the enemy's got. But yeah. Fountain buff grants courier's haste movement. Yeah. If courier has no items, pressing the deliver courier button sends the courier back home. Good. Mana cost reduction effects no longer work on abilities that drain mana over time. Mana cost reduction effects no longer works on abilities. So Voodoo Restoration, Arctic Burn, or Lightning. Yeah, right. Attack speed display is no longer normalized to 1.7 base attack time. This means heroes' max attack speed is always 700, and a buff that grants 20 attack speed will display as plus 20 always instead of a different number based on the hero's BAT. No game change, just a display. Spells cast range is now always listed with a new icon, which is located near the mana costs and cooldown. Interesting. Hold Alt displays the vision range of all watches in the map. I thought it already did that. Oh, maybe it's only the watches you've selected. Like, you know, you've got experience gained with abilities and wisdom runes will now show up separately in the post-game XP breakdown for Dota Plus users. Sure. Added levels with parameter for ability descriptions to show which ability needs to be upgraded to level this one. Oh yeah. Let me know if the music's too loud as well. It's just sitting on another YouTube page. Added levels, no we did that. Ability tooltips now show icons next to ability values, indicating that those upgraded by Ag Shard, Scepter, Talents or Facets. Oh, yep. It's just a visual upgrade. Better Spectre View controls for live and... actually, I think it's 5 for you guys. Updated Spectre View controls for live and replace the match vision unlinking. Nice. Using Radiant Dire Fog will now correctly hide members of the Radiant Dire that have their vision unlinked, not visible, blah blah blah. Using play pro second on a player whose vision is unlinked will correctly hide. Yeah, okay, good. Pinging items of enemies that can't be seen currently no longer reveals information on whether those items were consumed or not. Didn't even know that was a thing. So I mean, I guess that's like, you know, if you had a Lotus, then you went in your Fog of War, then someone's clicked on your item and pinged it. Maybe now it used to say, you know, it's been consumed or whatever, on cooldown or whatever. Demo mode, oh no, I don't care. New Dota Labs feature, persistent range indicators. If you hold Alt while right clicking on either your experience indicator, attack range indicator, or an ability item, the game will draw a persistent range indicator in the world for it. Huh? Oh. That's interesting. So, to me, what that reads like is, if you alt right click on your experience, you'll see like a circle around your character where you'll get experience from, which could be interesting if you're new to the game or just like me, a noob that doesn't know the exact range. That's real interesting. That'd be good for like, you know, soaking XP from your enemies and all that kind of shit, and your friends, because that's what happens. Dynamic health bar focus. The health bar of any hovered unit will always draw on top of another health bars on other health bars. Okay, so that's just prioritization, I guess. Added the ability to type in a hero name to jump to that hero when viewing patch notes in the client. Yeah. Ability draft. Oh, fucking hell. So innate abilities do not appear on a hero's ability bar, will automatically assign to the hero when it's spawned, but cannot be drafted. I don't really care about this, but let's... Who cares about ability draft? Item updates. Roshan's Banner. Item reworked. Now grants invulnerability to all allied lane creeps in radius. Okay, so this is probably to counteract the fact that you could put this at your base, and then you've essentially got megas. Effect radius decreased from there, blah blah. Creeps lose banners effect once they leave the radius. Yep, good. Banner duration decreased from 5 minutes to 2 minutes. Melee heroes attacks now deal twice damage to Roshan's barrier. Cast range decreased from global to... Oh, it was global? I didn't know that. Here's the, there goes your sniper, you know, build Dragon Lance, disassemble into Ags. Can't do that now. Shroud recipe cost has been increased. Awkward Malevolence. Fixed status resistance, sometimes eliminating soul burns damage. Yep, these are just fixes. So these are just fixes. Maelstrom got a slight nerf, but it's inconsequential. Octarine health bonus decreased from 625 to 550. Mana as well. Slight nerf there, but I never really build this anyway. It's pretty, I guess it's just the heroes I play, I don't really need it. So I'm turning down this on the fucking YouTube. It's so loud. Sanj, recipe cost increased from 550 to 650. Total cost increased, so it's increased by 100. No longer provides status resist. Oh, interesting. So, what do you do against your lions, your shadow shamans, them annoying supports? Only I just go this for that reason. Provides slow resistance though, so maybe a couple of abilities getting reworked to do more slows. Or they just put it in there for the Warlock, which is interesting. I don't know. Yasha increased as well, and so did Kaya. Heaven's Halberd. Recipe cost decreased from 200 to 100. I really don't know what to do with this item. We talked about this yesterday. You know, 100 gold recipe. Interesting. No longer provides status resist, gives slow resist now. Okay. Manta increased by another 100 gold. Meteor Hammer. I forgot this is in the game. I need to buy this more. Recipe cost decreased from 400 to 300. Total cost unchanged. Total cost increased because of the two, you know, the bases. It's just the recipe. Yeah, the recipe increase on both of them. 25% slow resist. So that'd be pretty. I'm just trying to think. So who gets kited a lot? I think that'd be good on troll. I know, like, status resist, you'd always going anyway, but well, hang on. Yasha and Kai now also provides plus 25% cast speed bonus. Well, hang on. So, it used to be what? Status resistance, movement speed, and mana cost. Not mana cost. What are we calling it? Fuck, I forget the name of it. But so yeah, Kyron Sanj. So no longer provides status resistance. Now gives 25% slow resistance. But it also now provides 25% mana cost / mana loss reduction. So interesting. You don't get the cast speed from the Kaya. So the Kaya, the cast speed must just be the Yasha. Yeah, was a bit toxic with all them slows. So interesting. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Wind Waker cyclone cooldown increased from 13 to 16, so that's... Yeah. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is the best update that we've got so far. So Ogre Seal Flop now plays a flail animation when the hero is jumping. Alright, we're ready to go through these innates. There's a lot of heroes, so this is going to take a while. We've got time though. We've got slightly less than 2 hours. Base damage decreased by 6. Yeah, fair enough. New innate ability passive can't be leveled up. Baden has a 10% faster respawn time. Interesting. The quickening. Every time a unit dies within 900 range of Abaddon, all of his cooldowns are reduced by 0.2 seconds. Dying heroes reduce cooldowns by 4 seconds. That's sick. That sounds awesome. Oh, I don't even need to read this any further. Damage barrier is increased by 50%, but no longer does it to burst damage. Whenever damage is dealt to the barrier, enemies within that 675 range take damage equal to 80% of the absorption amount. So it's just like a big blade mail. Increases duration and cooldown by 2 seconds at all levels. Interesting. Very interesting. No longer, so Curse of Avernus no longer silences the target. Here we go. This is interesting. Okay. So now the full effect is applied on the first attack. Each hit resets the duration. Okay. Bonus attack speed. So it's decreased. Ooh, that's a big nerf. But you only have to hit it once. So you can hit the tower once and then you've got 15 attack speed. So it's going to be good for early push, I think. Movement's below rescaled from... Okay, that's a big nerf. Damage per second decreased. Slight nerf. Duration decreased from 4 seconds to 2 seconds. Shard no longer improves slow. Okay. I think it's fair because this when it hit for 4 stacks. When it hit 4 stacks, it was a bit you know, you needed the 4 stacks, so it was like, you know, you got to hit them 4 times and then you get the debuff. So I think it's pretty fair that it's been reduced, considering that you don't have to keep hitting it 4 times to get that, you know, that 120. So it's effectively halved it nearly. So it only goes up by 15. It doesn't really go. So it used to go up by 20 each level. It goes up by 15 now. So I guess it like, you know, number like percentage basis scale is the same. No, it doesn't. It doubles. No, it doesn't. I don't know what I'm talking about. But interesting. 15 talent Curse of Avernus movement, so I decreased from that to that. Oh, right, the change, yep. So, okay. Curse of Avernus DPS decreased from that to that, fair enough. Curse of Avernus attacks required replaced with... Okay, so you get the, that's a level 25 talent. So 80, so if we get that 80 attack speed. Okay, so it ends up so max level, once you hit 25, you're just gonna win, I think. As soon as you get them on the tower, you're gonna have, what's that, 140? If I can do maths, yeah, 140 attack speed for anyone that's attacking that thing that you're attacking, but you only have to hit it once. So it's gonna, yeah, I think you'll be pushing a lot quicker at endgame, so that'll be interesting. As well as these, you know, 50%, 10% faster respawn. It's interesting. Wow, that's the first one we've had a look at. All right, so I think that's interesting. He's going to be more of a support. I mean, he's always been a support, I think. Very, very different. I don't think it's going to be played as much as a core. Oh, we'll see. Could be some items that change. Alchemist, the base attack speed increased from 100 to 110. Okay. Huh, interesting. So Griever's Greed remains as an innate ability, passive can't be leveled up. Okay, cool, interesting. Well, not interesting, I guess that was kind of a given. Seed Money Elk starts with 250 bonus gold. That is interesting. That could, I always hate laning with Alchemist, so that might be able to help a lot. Now decreases Berserk Potion cooldown by 50% and Unstable Concussion by 30% for the duration of Chemical Rage. Yeah. So that's pretty good, but that'll be good in a hard lane. I think, you know, it could just be, you know, that 250 gold could help. Might help, might not. I don't know, I don't play Alchemist. Corrosive Weaponry no longer reduces status resistance. It does reduce its base attack damage. Interesting. How many times does it stack up to? Who knows? And a slight buff to Chemical Rage. Stats are no longer multiplied during Chemical Rage. Okay. Oh, here we go. So yeah, all in all, I don't know, I don't play Alchemist, so no comment. Ancient Apparition, Innate Ability, Death Rhyme. New Innate Ability passive can't be leveled up. Ancient Apparition's abilities now apply frost stacks that deal 10 damage per second. That's going to be annoying in lane. 1.5% movement slow for each stack on the enemy. How many times does it stack? It doesn't say. Wonder if there's a limit. I don't know. Just keep it on this music. All right. So Bone Chill, Death Rhyme. Each stack also reduces target strength by improves with Ice Blast level. Interesting. So abilities now apply frost stacks. Does Death Rhyme damage to all enemies within 400 radius from target. So I guess this is why they're probably putting in the slow stuff. Like we're up to the third hero. Alright, here we go. They're reworking a couple of these. Cold Feet. No longer deals damage on its own, now applies 2, 4, 6, 8 Death Rhyme stacks. How many stacks can you get? But interesting. So let's say we get 8 stacks. I can't do maths like this real quick. What's that, 12%? No? Yeah, 12. 12% move slow. Stacks are dispelled when leaving the break area. Break distance increased. Okay, so that's good. I don't know about the slow. Yeah. Stun duration increased. Such as scales better. Sorry, it's better early. But then it just catches up at the end. Break distance increased, so that's pretty good. But it'll be interesting to see just how the slows work now. Ice Vortex no longer deals damage or slows movement speed on its own. Now applies 1, 2, 3, 4 Death Rhyme stacks to its targets in the area of effect. Stacks are dispelled when leaving the AoE. I think this is going to be pretty good for your Death Rhyme stacks because that is very easy to cast. It's got a low cooldown. It's very spammable late. Chilling Touch applies 2 Death Rhyme stacks that last for 4 seconds, but you still get the 100% movement slow on effect, so you can still do your Chilling Touch into Cold Feet. It should stun him, hopefully. Bonus damage decreased. So yeah, he's not going to be doing as big. It's not a lot. I mean, it's 30 instead of 40 in lane, so it's a 10. But you've got your 10 damage per second, so that's probably where that's gone from. Just not sure how long well, I can't see it anywhere, how long the stacks last. Mana cost increased. Yeah, I mean, you had to kind of use mangoes in lane anyway. No longer deals damage on its own over time, now applies 2 Death Rhyme stacks for the duration of the debuff. So they're going to get slowed by 3% with 20 damage over second. DPS, damage per second. Interesting. Cool. Level 10 talent, 40 cold feet damage per second replaced with 2 cold feet death rhyme stacks. Yeah. See how it plays. It'd be interesting. I just don't know how long it lasts. Like, you know, if this is 1 second debuff versus 5, it's a massive difference. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I mean, AoE cold feet, because the ice is the shard applies cold feet to anyone that you get. I don't know. Oh, wow, what a shocker. Anti-mage. Mana Break is an innate ability. Passive can be leveled up with skill points. Okay, so he just gets an extra level of Mana Break. Mana burn per hit rescaled from that to that. So he's going to be doing less mana early, but more later. Max mana burn hit rescaled. Oh, here we go. To the same. Yeah, so he's going to be doing less. So he starts with it early, but it's really like a level. You know, he's level 2, is a old level 1. No longer slows the target on full drain by default. Good. Mage Bane's Mirror. Counterspell. Reflect spells when activated. Counterspell. Ally reflect spells when activated. Interesting. So you got 2 counterspells. Mana Thirst. Grants bonus attack damage when an enemy hero within... That's a fair bit of range. 2,500 range has less than 60% mana. Increasingly as the mana is depleted further, up to a maximum of 20, 45, 70 bonus attack damage at 15% mana. In which anti-mage gains vision and true sight of that hero. Disgusting! That is very interesting. We'll see how that plays out. That's like a fucking mini Bloodseeker there. Just based on your mana. Does that mean he doesn't get counterspell? Oh no, because reflect spells. Does it normally reflect? I don't know. I thought it did. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Oh right. There you go. No longer reflect spells by default. Only blocks them. Interesting. Okay, that's it. I think they're pretty good choices. Mana cost increase from 45 to 50 for Blink. No longer reflects spells, only blocks them. Mana cost increase from 45 to 50. No longer only blocks them. 45 to 50. Blink Fragment. Is that their ags? Mana cost increase from 45 to 50. Charges decrease from 3 to 2. Base charge restore time decrease from 45 to 20 seconds. Ooh. +9 strength replaced with +10% counter spell magic resistance. Okay. Blink cooldown with 40% slow on full mana drain targets. So is that how it used to be? Because they've just removed that from, did they say they removed it somewhere? Yeah, no longer slows the target on full drain by default. So I'm thinking that's just to get that back. Blink cast range replaced with -1 blink cooldown. Oh yep, so they've just moved that to the 20. And then they put the blink cast range on 25. Interesting. Okay, cool. Ability effects no longer depend on the side Arc Warden plays for. I don't know what that means. Can't be leveled up. Upon activating any rune, gain the regeneration rune buff for 4 seconds. No way. Interesting. I don't play Arc Warden, but that's just interesting. So whatever rune you get the regen debuff, the regen rune buff. Also get duration reduced by 34% for bounty or water runes. Arc Warden and Tempest Double have their respective ability effects. Arc Warden and Tempest Double have their ability effects swapped. Do they have different abilities? Yeah, one of them makes things fast, and one of them makes things slower, don't they? So that'll be interesting. Now, no target ability. So this magnetic field is no target ability, creating the field centered around its caster. No longer affects buildings and creeps by default. Now always pushes all enemies away from the bubble and credit even without Ag Shard. Ag Shard no longer provides magic resist. Ag Shard now increases radius. Changes attack speed of attack projectiles that inside the bubble. Enemy ones are slowed, allied ones are sped up. Cool? I don't know. Duration increased on Tempest Double. 60 seconds. Distance penalty now increases incoming damage by 75% instead of reducing outgoing damage by 50%. So does that mean you can't split push? Because if you're further away, he's just going to get nuked. Oh, that... Please put that on Visage, please. Or just reduce the cooldown on Visage's ult. Cooldown increased from 70, 60, 50 to 190, 80. What's the point of a cooldown if it... I don't know. I don't play him. Tempest Double, so it's level 25 talent. Plus 10 second Tempest Double duration replaced with magnetic field affects buildings and creeps. That's probably a good idea. Ooh, hello. Whenever Axe gets a kill, he gains 1 permanent armor. Kills with Culling Blade gives twice that amount. Okay. Don't want to read ahead, as you know. Increases Axe's strength by 60% of his armor, as long as there are no allied heroes within 600 radius of him. Effect lingers for 5 seconds after the ally walks within range, so that's like your one-man army, exactly that. So he goes around on a ganking machine, so Jono's in the chat, that's what he's going to pick. Oh, that sounds disgusting as well though. Increases bonus armor by 5. So you can walk to lane with plus 5 armor and just dominate your lane. So this would be good, obviously, against your, anyone. 45 attack speed for the duration of Berserker's Call for them, for the enemy. So they're attacking you quicker, obviously. Let's see if they've reworked Shard. That'll be interesting. Berserker's Call bonus armor decreased from 16, 19, 22, 25 to 14, 16, 18, 20. So it's a 5. So yeah, it just scales worse. Oh, instead of granting 2, you grant 3. Can I do maths? Yeah. Scepter upgraded move to Shard. Okay. Now applies immediately after applying it every... Okay, so you just get an extra half tick of damage from Battle Hunger. Scepter no longer provides armor to Axe. Now makes multiple Battle Hunger debuffs stackable. Okay. So you can apply Battle Hunger to the guy you're chasing. Then you can, if you have your Shard and you call them, that's going to give Battle Hunger, and if you've got... I don't know if that's worth getting. That's so expensive just to make Battle Hunger debuff stackable. Unless I'm not reading it right. Oh. No, I see. So every time, now applies immediately after applying. Does that mean if you call with your Scepter, sorry, with your Shard, and it keeps applying Battle Hunger every 0.5 seconds, but if you have the Ags, that stacks up? If so, that's disgusting. Ag Shard upgrade move to Ag Scepter. Damage reduction per stack increases from 15% to 20%. Max stacks decrease from 6 to 5. Is that 5 attacks now and then you spin? Okay, so yeah, you go the Scepter. Yeah, okay, interesting. She's going to be walking tank with all the armor. Bonus armor on kills move to innate ability. Yeah, fair enough. Bonus armor per killing blades replaced with 12 Berserker's Call armor. It's pretty big. So you'll be running at what, 32? Plus any armor that any kills. So every kill you get 1 armor. Hulling Blade gives 2. No. Bane strength gain increased from 2.5 to 2.7. So all of his gains increased by 2.7 because he's always had the same gains forever, as far as I remember. Bane's attribute gains are always evenly distributed across all 3 attributes. Does that mean if he buys Heart, it increases everything? Yeah, it increases. Interesting, so he's always going to be the same. Surely there's something broken there. It'll be something like, you know, a big stat stick, and then you've got the, so let's say, what's, no, Reaver is at 25 strength? I don't know. But, so you get the Reaver, let's say, 25 strength. So that's 25 damage. But then it also levels, unless it's evenly distributed. So yeah, so it wouldn't be 25, 25, 25. It'd be, you know, whatever a third of 25 is. Bane gains 40, 50, 60, 70 attack speed when attacking Nightmare affected units. That's pretty cool. You can do that for a carrier or mid. Nightmare makes it a vector targeted ability. Okay, so kind of like Ango bullshit or Void Spirit Taunt. Affected unit starts unobstructed movement in the chosen direction at 75 speed. If the effect is passed by attacking, the newly affected unit will also move in the selected direction. I'll have to say that in motion. Doesn't make sense to me. No longer grants attack speed by default. You just get it from that. Alright, Bat Rider, Smoldering Resin. Bat Rider's attack supply debuff that deals 15% of the attack damage every 1 second for 2 seconds. Damage over time pierces damage block. So it's like a, kind of like a, not pure damage, but. Stoked Facet. After using an ability or an item, how far we got? Fuck, we're only up there, Jesus Christ. After using an ability or item on an enemy hero that applies a forced movement effect, gain 10% move speed and 8% spell amp for 7 seconds. It's not stack. Alright, so that's pretty much your ult. As soon as you ult, you gain 10% move speed. Or, you know, a force stuff, something like that. Sticky Napalm applies to buildings dealing 25% damage. That's disgusting. If you need a pusher, that'd be good. Need a disabler, that'd be good. Damage per stack increased to from 4, 8, 12, 16 to 5, 10, 15, 20. That's a bit, that could be a bit broken, potentially. Because what is it? You generally, so I'm just trying to think, I don't really play Bat Rider, but you know, getting 4 stacks on some of them going on them was 4, 8, 12, 16, 4, 8. Yeah, 12, 16, yeah, but then you'd be level 3 when you did that. So you'd have, yeah, so you could be doing 40. Yeah, right. Damage to creeps decreased. That's fine. Crit penalty also applies to application damage. So I wish you could highlight over this and actually read the ability. I always, yeah. Projectile speed increased from 1400 to 1700. Good. Damage per second decreased. Sure. Total damage from Flaming Lasso has been increased. 100, 200, 300, 200, 350, 500. Wow. So level 2 does more damage than level 3 used to do. Base agi to 22. Lunar Beast is passive. Attack speed. Oh, yep, so it's just the same. He just gets it. Bonus attack speed is increased by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 per unit controlled by Beastmaster that is currently under the effect of Inner Beast. Okay. Can we activate increased Beastmaster's attack speed by 8, 16, 32, 24, 32, 40. While this effect is active, his attacks will apply wild blast Debuff at the current level. Huh. So that could be interesting. I don't like, you know, zoo heroes or whatever. Used to play him a little bit, nothing crazy. I don't want to spoil Bloodseeker, he'll be cool. So, Wild Axe's damage per stack decreased from 2.5 to 2. Damage replaced with 5% Inner Beast or Magic Resist. Yeah, you gotta fix that headset, dude. What did you, I don't know if you've been watching it. Boar and Hawk damage replaced with 30 damage to Beastmaster and his units. Oh, that's great. 5 seconds Wild Axe cooldown replaced with no Wild Axe cooldown, so that's the old Ags. So I think this is pretty. So for 6 seconds, all of his attacks do the Wild Axe's debuff, which increase all your damage. Is it all your damage or all your magic damage? I don't know. 2%. Interesting. Alright, so Bloodseeker has got a 15 move speed nerf. That's fine because good. Sanguivore. Improves with Bloodseeker's level. Whenever Bloodseeker kills a unit, he restores 25 health and 1% of the unit's max health per Bloodseeker's level. Okay, so if you're 25, you restore 25% of the unit's max health. Restores for half values when denying. Yep, or if an ally kills an enemy hero within kills an enemy hero within 300 range. Yep. This healing is classified as lifesteal is amplified by lifesteal amplification. Lifesteal from creeps reduced. Isn't that just what his passive was? Rupture. When attacking a ruptured target, Bloodseeker and the target get pushed 50 units in the direction Bloodseeker is facing. What? You reading this? So you rupture someone, you run up to them and you start attacking them and they get pushed back 50 units, taking that damage. Yeah, when allies kill as well. So restores for half value. So this is these innate. So whenever he kills a unit, he restores 25 health plus 1% of the unit's max health per Bloodseeker's level. So if you're at 5%, that's 5% of the unit's max level. Restores half values when denying, or if an ally kills an enemy hero within 300 range. So that's massive. So you just get heals in team fights. Thirst can be activated to grant 50% bonus move speed for 5 seconds. Thirst does not grant passive move speed while on cooldown. Cooldown 15 seconds. So that's like a risk reward. If you really need to chase them, you can do a thirst, but if you don't catch up to them, yeah, good luck catching up to them with your slow movement speed now, and that being on cooldown for 15 seconds. Blood Rage, Ag Shard, heal damage increased from 30 to 35. Wasn't that already broken? Thirst no longer has a max HP threshold and starts at 100%. Oh, that's good. Max Thirst move speed decreased. Yep, so that's fine. Oh, yep. So Thirst max Thirst move speed decreased from 16, 24, 32 to 40%. So it's still the same, but it's just going to scale differently. So you're not going to get like, you know, slow real quick. It's just going to be super gradual if it starts from 100%. I always forget the vision thing. And Blood Mist just increases healing by Sanguivore instead of Thirst, which is fine. They've moved the Thirst portion there. Here we go. It's a big game hunter for Bounty Hunter. When getting a kill or assist on an enemy with a kill streak, Bounty Hunter gains 10% extra gold. Good. Oh, with a kill streak though. Yeah, interesting. We'll see how that goes. I don't let him get kill streaks. The shuriken damages and slows all units it passes through. That's sounds cool, but it's going to be super hard. It's going to be super awkward to count on that. Bounty Hunter steals 4, 8, 12, 16 gold every time he targets a hero with a spell. Value depends on the current level of track. What? Shuriken damage increased from... just scales at the late game. Mana cost increased. Just, it's more expensive early on. No longer slows attack speed. I didn't even know it did that. Track no longer grants bonus damage to shuriken toss. Fine. No longer provides critical strike on attacks. Now increases all damage taken by the target by 8, 14, 20%. That damage taken by the target's pretty good. Like, so he's not a solo kill hero. He'll turn into more of a team player, which is fine. Friendly shadow mana cost decrease from 40. That's negligible. Who cares? 25 talent. 2 shuriken toss charges replaced with 275 shuriken toss damage. What are we on now? Yeah, we're listening to the Zelda theme now. Let's go to Brewmaster. Here we here we go. Look at this. Passive can be leveled up with skill points. Earth. Do I really have to read all this? Earth Brawler armor rescaled from 1357 to 13579, so you just get another point. I'm assuming they're all the same, you just get another point. I'm not reading through that. When casting Cinderbrew, Brewmaster rolls the whole barrel in the targeted direction, dealing damage and drenching enemies Cinderbrew along the way within 350 radius from the barrel. Enemies hit by the 75 range wide barrel take 50, 7500 physical damage. The barrel always rolls for a distance of 950 and then explodes, drenching all enemies within 400. Yeah. When brewed up, Brewmaster moves with a varying amount of move speed. What? That's so interesting. It's very, risk reward. Could you imagine that whenever you brew up and you just try to chase someone, you do it 50% faster, then it just takes you down to 20. Damage decrease on Thunderclap. So it just does less damage early on, which is probably a good thing. Not that I ever see Brewmaster, but I know when I was playing him for a couple of games, he felt really strong. Movement speed rescaled, so you're slower early on, but quicker later. Attack speed, same thing. So it can be ignited with only magical and pure damage. I thought it was only magical anyway. Primal split. So decrease, decrease, increase, increased. Alright, here we go. Bristleback removed from the fucking game. Base damage decreased by 8. Here we go. Warpath is an innate ability, fuck's sake. Damage per stack, so you just get Warpath at level 1 now? Surely not. Damage per stack rescaled 15, 20, 25 to 5, 15, 20, 25. So you're still the same scale-wise. Max stacks. So you can have 4 stacks at level 1. Just wait. I just want to read this. So movements per stack rescaled. So let's think about this. So when you're in the lane, Bristle sucks early on until you get Warpath. Now you've got Warpath at level 1. I don't know if I like that. Yeah, that's going to be rough as fuck. Still got the same movement speed. He doesn't get any movement speed from level 1 Warpath. It's not like, let's be honest, it's not a massive deal. That is though. So they've increased the stack duration from 12 seconds at max level to 20 seconds at max level. So he's going to be fully stacked all the time. And he still gets the max 12 stacks. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to double pick him for the double ban. That's negligible. I feel like 0.05 second delay. Like, yeah, sure, it's technically a nerf, but who cares? His Quill Spray only does 30 damage now, so that's interesting. So he's only going to do 30 damage with that. He doesn't get that. Ooh, okay. This is where we get. Okay, this is where it comes from. So, I didn't read this. Increases attack speed so that you can choose between any of these. Increases attack speed by 5, 10, 15, 20 per stack. Damage per stack decreased from 5, 15, 20, 25 to 5 at all levels. So that means that you're not going to be doing huge damage with all your different stacks. You're just going to be doing a level 1 worth, well, level 5. So you're going to do 5 damage per stack of Warpath. So 5 max stacks. So 5 times 12. What's that? So 50. So 60? 60 damage instead of a fuck ton more, like 250, 260. But you can choose between this and Snot Rocket. So increases the limit to 6. Your armor reduction increases. So you get an extra armor reduction at max level. And yeah, it just goes up by 1 across the board. But instead of shooting Quill Spray, you shoot Goo. So this could be interesting for them heroes that you don't want to necessarily kill. You can have someone else to kill, but you can just slow the fuck out of them, give them like massive armor debuffs, that kind of shit, and wait for, you know, your cores, the other 2 cores to come online. You could probably play this even. Nah, surely not. I don't know. Yeah, it's more slows, but he's not doing damage at the same time. Well, sure, he'd be throwing out quills, but they're only doing 30 plus the stack, whatever they are. Yeah, I was thinking support Pos, like Pos 4 Bristleback with this. Could be interesting. Oh, here we go. Oh, fuck. Here we go. Changed Broody. Silken Bowler ability replaced with Incapacitating Bite. Whenever Broodmother kills a unit, she and all units under her control in a 600 radius receive a fully stackable buff that heals them for 4% of the victim's health each second. Yeah, 100%. So I think it'll kind of work itself out with the item changes. So she just gets passive lifesteal. Enemies within the web have their health regen reduced. Interesting. Applies bonuses to all spiderlings under it. Yep. Spin web no longer gives health regen. Thank fuck. New basic ability. On attack, Broodmother applies a debuff that slows, gives a mischance, and increases all attack damage received by blah blah blah. 2, 4, 6, 8 for 5 for 2 seconds. Spiderlings also creates similar spiderlings instead of spiderites. Now also slows targets. Yeah, so, yeah, okay. No, I don't think it's a sustains in the bin, because you've got, she's got a passive lifesteal. So fully stackable buff that heals them 4% of the victim's health each second for 3 seconds. So if she kills a wave, which she does, she's just going to have this big heal. So she'll be fine in lane, I think. Sure, you don't have the regen with the spin web. It just goes into here now. Move speed bonus no longer decrease with units' current health. I don't know what that means. The webs, I guess the web's health, I don't know. Spiderling's health decrease from 150 to 125, yeah, whatever. Silken Bowler, AoE Silken Bowler replaced with 10 incapacitating by damage bonus. Sure. There's chance. Okay, that's disgusting. Does that mean a 90% miss chance for 2 seconds? See what the Brood players think of that one. I don't know. I've got no comment. Centaur War Runner. Base health regen decreased from 5 to 4. Yep. Base movement speed from 310 to 305. Okay. Oh. Every 2 minutes he gets 40 max health. Someone do the math on that. So let's say you're doing it. Well, what's a normal game? 40 minutes? So that'd be 20. Was that 800 max health? Oh, it's not even that much, is it? Is it? If it was strength, that would be a different thing. Damage increased by 20% of the damage Centaur War Runner took in the last 6 seconds from enemy heroes, up to a maximum 100% bonus double edge damage. That could be interesting. Oh, here we go. Centaur War Runner gains 40% of his strength as bonus movement speed. Does not stack with movement speed bonuses from boots. Max movement speed cap increased from 550 to 600. So he can run around 600 move speed. So you get it. So yeah, definitely heart is definitely the idea there. This I think should be strength. That gives him the equivalent, maybe less. Yeah, I think that's pretty interesting. The passive. I just think it should be strength rather than max health, and just scale it so, you know, it's not, 40 strength. Obviously, that's ridiculous, but like the enough strength to give like 20 health per second, or whatever. I don't know. Cooldown rescaled for Stampede, so now it scales from 195 to 90 seconds. I don't know why. Hit you right now grants invulnerability to the mounted target, no longer ends when blinking, teleporting. Oh, okay. Oh, fucking more chances on this Chaos Knight. So whenever illusions of Chaos Knight are created, there is a 50% chance that an additional 1 illusion will spawn. I wonder if that counts with Manta. All illusions created by Chaos Knight are strong illusions. This includes Phantasm, illusions created by Aghanim, Scepter, items, Illusion Rune, illusions of Chaos Knight by other players, both allied and enemies, Shadow Demon. Additionally, Chaos Knight's illusions within 1,200 radius have 20% damage reduction. Okay. That's pretty good. Chaos Knight's the most random like chance hero. Adds an equal chance to apply either break, disarm, or nothing on the targeted enemy. This debuff lasts for 50% of the armor reduction debuff duration. Yeah, we'll have to see ES though. Chaos Bolt max damage increase from 150, so it just does more damage max, yeah, after level 1. So, yeah. Shard no longer increases cast range. Aghanim Shard illusions deal 30% less damage. Should that be more? Why would you buy something to do less damage? Oh, okay. So, sorry, they used to always be strong illusions. So there's no change there. The only difference now is they've got a 20% damage reduction. Oh, wait, no, that's all. All illusions, yeah. So Manta's probably good. Illusion Rune's probably good. Cast point improved. So yeah, it's quicker to cast Reality Rift. That's good. It's always good. Phantasm illusion damage replaced with Trial of Strength. Huh? Why? Ugh. Summon Convert. Chen. New innate ability. Holy fuck. Chen summons a convert to fire form. The convert gains bonuses from Holy Persuasion, with the exception of health, which is set to 200 plus 80 times Chen's level. I should put that in brackets. I'm assuming. Yeah. Should be brackets here. Only one convert can be summoned at a time and it dies if Chen dies. Mana cost 50, cooldown 30 seconds. Cooldown starts once the convert dies and automatically refreshes on Chen's respawn. This is what needs to happen. That needs to happen on Visage, and I hope it does. I don't think we're going to get enough time to go through everything. We're at C. Which creatures depend on the chosen facet. Okay, cool. So we can get a Centaur. Chen's convert is Centaur Creep Summon Unit, depends on the level of Holy Persuasion. Oh, yep, so he just levels up. Okay, so you can just essentially choose which one you want from level 1. That you're always going to have. Holy Persuasion no longer has a minimum health threshold. Now dominated creeps health is set to 400 plus 50 times Chen's level. Bonus damage decreased. Gotta play Chen more, I reckon. He's like slept on. Oh, we'll have to Clinks. How are they going to change him this time? Clinks' death and some of his abilities can summon immobile skeleton archers to attack enemies. Skeletons deal a percentage of Clinks' attack damage and have his attack range, but deal reduced damage to buildings. Skeletons have a duration of 15, 20, 25, 30 seconds and die after multiple attacks from heroes. How many attacks? Enemies hit by attacks from Strafe gain a debuff that causes them to miss 5% of their attacks. Debuff stacks when applied from different sources, i.e. Clinks and each individual skeleton. Stacks expire 1 second after the Strafe duration was concluded. Miss applies to buildings as well. Attack range bonus increased from 200 to 300. Casting Death Pact makes Clinks take the place of the consumed unit while leaving a skeleton archer in his previous position. Also reduces Death Pact charge to restore time by 10 seconds. Be good to escape, I guess. Attack speed multiplier for skeletons rescaled, 60%. Mana cost decreased. Alright, here we go, ready? Get into like the one here I've been playing lately, Clockwork. Armor power. Outgoing damage is increased by 0.3% per point of armor. That's good. Because it means I can build, like, I've been buying Blade Mail, but it means I could go into like a Shiva's, really. Imagine that. If the hook hits an ally to pull into, cooldown is reduced by 75% and stun damage radius increased from that to that. Nice. That's great. Cogs are formed in a radius increased. But that, cogs have a smaller trigger radius, but they can affect enemies inside, pushing them towards the center. Why? Why would I want that? Formed in a radius, so that a radius is increased by 115. Cogs have a smaller trigger radius. But they can affect enemies inside. Does that mean if I'm chasing someone, it's easier to get them in? Is that how that works? Power Cogs no longer provides... Oh, there's an ad. Don't you have thingy? Starts Clockwork again. Alright. So Clockwork's ability is outgoing damage is increased by 0.3% per point of armor. So I buy Blade Mail, but now I can probably go like a Shiva's or something like that. So if I get... So 0.3%. What's Shiva's? Is Shiva's 15 armor? So what's that? I can't do math. Is that 5%? If I get Shiva's, that's 5% extra damage. Plus got the blade mail. So you can just build him really tanky, I think. And that'll increase, hopefully, battery assault. But hookshot's good. I'll probably just go that all the time, to be honest. If hook hits an ally to pull into, cooldown is reduced by 75% and stun damage radius is increased from 175 to 300. So pretty much a lot of the times when I actually hook in, I'll hook onto the like my team member, and like they're standing right there, obviously, and it still stuns the enemy. It doesn't stun the ally, but it means I can just do it again, you know, a lot quicker. This one looks like the radius is increased, but it pushes them into the center. So I think it's probably just when, you know how sometimes I'm chasing someone and I put the cogs down, I just miss them. I think it'd just be easier to get them in the cogs. Oh fuck. No longer provide damage barrier magic damage barrier to allies. Power cogs are not destroyed by Clockwork's attacks and are pushed instead up to 1000 distance. Okay. Yeah, exactly, like hooking him the other day. That might have like stunned him. Not him, but like the enemy. This is interesting. So they're not destroyed when I attack them. They just push. So, and if you push them, it kind of sets them and sets the enemy in an invulnerable period. Now destroys trees inside the cogs when cast. I didn't know that. Didn't do that. So CM has oh, for fuck's sake. Passive mana regen. Base mana regen decreased from 0.5 to 0. So she's got no mana regen baseline. It's all from, I'm assuming, her passive. 50% mana regen amplification though, so that's probably disgusting. CM's cast range by 50, 75, 100, 125 and provides an AoE bonus. Disgusting. Every time Crystal Maiden casts a spell, allied heroes within Aura's close radius receive mana. Okay, so she smashes out the spells, we just get mana. I think that's better though. Well, it depends on the game, obviously. Frostbite no longer has bonus duration on non-ancient creeps. Now deals 4 times the damage to non-ancient creeps. Okay. Tick interval increased. Okay, so it's just numbers game. Self bonus factor for mana regen removed. Crystal Maiden receives close mana regen bonus, which is also amplified by the innate ability. Freezing Field no longer grants armor. Attack speed slow increased from 60 to 80, 120, 160. Holy fuck. Does that... I wonder if attack speed slow is the same as slow resistance. Like, you know, if that slow resistance affects that. Crystal Clunk and beyond where Crystal Maiden will slide. I don't know what that is. Ooh, interesting. Mental Fortitude. Intelligence cannot be lower than either his strength or agility. If any of these attributes are high, he gains intelligence to match them. Darkseer gains 0.5 attack speed each point of intelligence. Yeah, it should be good. It should just probably scale out the same, I think, because the armor would have like effective health pool. You know what I mean? But yeah, so Darkseer, yeah, his intelligence can't be lower than his strength or agility. If any of them attributes are higher, he gains intelligence to match them. So you could build him in like, you know, this is where you could do like disgusting stuff, like, you know, you buy a heart on him so he never dies, and then you just gain all that intelligence. If that's how he scales, I'm not too sure. Darkseer gains 0.5 attack speed per point of intelligence. So yeah, kind of going into that. This is interesting. Base movement speed decreased to 275, which I think is like below Viper. But he gains 8% of the movement speed of all heroes within 900 radius. Have to see how that plays out. So if he's you know, that might be good. He might be able to skip out on boots. I don't know. Yeah, good for team fighting, but yeah. Damage per second from trail increase, yeah. Cast point improved from Ion Shell, good. Radius increased from 50 to 65. Nice. Oh, here we go, Dark Willow. Let's put her in the bin. Whenever a hero ability makes Dark Willow untargetable or hidden, she gains 100% health regen and 100% mana regen while in that state. Yeah, solo lane with Darkseer will be shit. If you take that. Which I don't know. I don't know if you will. So that means whenever she's untargetable, she's going to get health regen and mana regen. But also, I guess whenever she's or hidden, does that mean when she's not on the map? Surely not. Like, you know, if you can't see her, kind of like Slark. While in Shadow Realm, Dark Willow emits a 600 radius aura that increases damage that she deals to enemies affected by it by up to 25%. Damage scales based on how long she remains under the effects of Shadow Realm. Thorny Thicket creates 4 additional brambles on the outer ring that last 50% less. Enemies rid by any bramble take 10% more spell damage. Fucking hell. Like, how annoying is Willow's bramble maze anyway? Like, fucking hell. Cursed Crown backswing improved from 0.8 to 0.4. Cooldown decreased from that to that, just 1 second. Yeah, she's gonna be a bit tricky. Terrorize radius increased to 500 max. Cursed Crown AoE decreased from plus 160 to plus 150. Attack speed replaced with Terrorize impact damage. 500 damage from Terrorize. Alright, Dawnbreaker. Dawnbreaker gradually reveals the entire map to allies whenever it... Oh, okay. Okay, I thought it was an instantaneous... It sounded like it was an instantaneous reveal of the entire map when the sun rose. Whenever the sun rises, Dawnbreaker gradually reveals the entire map to allies over 4 seconds. Fog of War returns in 1 second after that. Whenever Dawnbreaker hits a target with a... So this is Solar Charge. Whenever Dawnbreaker hits a target with a powered up Luminosity, she decreases the cooldowns of all of her abilities, non-items, by 1 second. When the hammer is on the ground, it emits a weaker pulsing effect of Solar Guardian in a 200 AoE around it. Its efficiency is reduced by 50%, increases the duration that the hammer can remain stationary to 4 seconds. Oh yeah, so when you throw your hammer on the ground, you know how it lasts for a couple seconds? Yeah, it can be increased to 4. Weaker. Solar Guardian. Fix the bug that prevents swipe damage from being applied to creeps. Healing now fix. Blah blah blah. Cool. Dazzle. Weave. This cannot be leveled up. Dazzle's abilities apply weave to both allies and enemies they affect, increasing allied armor and reducing enemy armor. Multiple instances of this effect stack. Stack duration 8 seconds. Armor change per stack 1. Each stack has independent duration. Nothel Boon. Whenever Dazzle overheals himself or an ally, it grants that hero a physical damage barrier equal to the amount overhealed for 10 seconds. If the target already has a larger barrier, it will be refreshed instead of being added onto. Every four times Dazzle attacks a target affected by Poison Touch, the target takes a burst of 25, 50, 75, 100 additional damage and prompts additional Poison Touch projectiles to fire at enemies within 450 AoE to the target. Jesus Christ. The amount of additional units affected is equal to the poison touch number of targets. That's pretty cool. So that's pretty much Dazzle First Blood, you just GG. Bad Juju no longer applies armor gain loss on its own. That's part of the passive, the innate. Interesting. Good. Yeah, especially with the innate, that's Dazzle's super strong early. Bad Juju, so level 25 talent, Bad Juju armor reduction increase replaced with +1 weave armor. Yeah, so pretty much that's a buff, I think. DP, Death Prophet, Witchcraft. Death Prophet's occult knowledge deepens with experience. Gain 0.5% move speed per level and reducing cooldown of abilities by 0.5% per level. I'll take that. Silence also applies a movement slow. That's good. Spirit Collector. Whenever a hero dies, Death Prophet traps their spirit as a charge for later use. This affects both allies and enemies within a 2000 range. Can be disabled with a break to prevent Death Prophet from gaining charges. Casting Exorcism consumes all Spirit Collector charges to replace one standard Spirit charge. Wait. Casting Exorcism, so this is the alt. Consumes all Spirit Collector charges to replace one standard Spirit per charge with Spirits of Fallen Heroes that deal 75 to 80, so what do they do? 101 to 106 damage. If any hero is killed during Exorcism, their Spirit will instantly replace a standard Spirit if possible, otherwise no charge is gained. Cool. Silence no longer slows movement speed by default, so you've got a talent into that, essentially. No longer grants passive movement speed. You get that from your innate ability. I don't really understand that. It sounds like if you keep getting kills, that's going to be super strong. But not 100% sure. Level 10 talent, 30 damage replaced with 40 attack speed. Level 15 talent, health decreased from 300 to 250. Siphon heal, 30 to 25. Silence move speed slow, replaced with 50 crypt swarm damage. Maybe, who cares, who knows. Interesting, whenever this so there's Disruptor now. His innate ability. Whenever Disruptor takes more than 250 damage from enemies within 400 range, all nearby units are pushed to a 400 unit distance from Disruptor. How nearby? Is it 400? Interesting. What? No way. Thunderstrike. Strikes all enemies within kinetic field. Oh, right. So if you're in kinetic field, right. It strikes them all. I thought it says with kinetic field. I was like, what? Every time you get a pop, it just a big ring around you. Oh, here we go. Kinetic Fence replaces kinetic field with a new ability, Kinetic Fence. Spell is vector targeted, creates a single flat wall with a width of 1200. The wall is created after a 0.75 second formation delay and has a duration of 2.6 to 4.4 seconds, has 2 charges with 20 to 14 second base restore time. That could be interesting. So you could pop that up to delay pushes on your high ground. You could do it to prevent them from running away from attacking you. 1200 is a fair distance. That's probably the same as Darkseer's. No longer has any kinetic field interactions by default. I didn't know it did. Shard bonus range decreased from 800 to 400. Shard bonus strikes decreased from 2 to 1. Shard duration on the ground decreased from 7 to 5. Max damage rescaled from... I didn't even know it did damage. Kinetic field cooldown increased from 2017. So yeah. The cooldown's just longer. So it used to go 20, 17, 14, 11. Now it goes 20, 18, 16, 14. And then Static Storm radius is decreased. The 25 talent static storm radius decreased from 200 to 150. Doom. Base damage increased by 2. Base health regen increased from 1.25. From 0.25 to 1.25. Strength gain increased from 3.7 to 3.8. Okay. Innate ability. Passive can't be leveled up. Doom deals 10% bonus attack damage to enemies whose level is lower than his. Okay. It's pretty good in lane. So because you can generally leave a Doom alone as a 4 generally. So if he gets that one level, he's 10% stronger at him at level 2. Yeah. Replace a 70-second cooldown with 2 charges with 90-second restore time. Stolen creep abilities are upgraded by 1 level. That's good. Devil's Bargain. Items sell back for 90% of their price instead of 50. Buyback cost 15% more. I think that's worth it. Because you could go super greedy items that you can't disassemble. Sell them. Buy something else. But in saying that, that is pretty good as well. So it's like, do you want more gold? Do you want more XP? Well, I guess that gives a lot of gold, doesn't it? Devour no longer gives you the armor for the duration. Sad. That was like a super hidden, not hidden, but not many people knew about it. Like once you had Devour going, you had this armor going, which, you know, it looks like people can kill you, but they just can't. Scorched, so level 10 talent, Scorched Earth damage decreased from +12 to +10. Level 15 talent, Scorched Earth movement speed decreased from +7% to +5%. Talent Infernal Blade max HP's damage increased from +2% to +2.5. Yeah. Oh. Add a new ability. So we're up to Dragon Knight now. Added a new ability, Worm's Wrath. It replaces Dragon Blood, providing and upgrading Dragon Knight's attack modifiers set by facet. Dragon Blood. Innate ability, and it just improves with his level. Provides Dragon Knight with 4.5 health regen and 2.5 armor, which are further increased by 0.5 for every hero level. Health regen and armor bonuses multiplied by 1.5 whilst in Dragon form. So you can choose between one of the 3 facets. Huge. So that you can choose between your 3 different facets. You can choose Fire Dragon, Corrosive Dragon, and Frost Dragon, and I just had a sneak peek about what was going on. So in Fire Dragon, Worm's Wrath, while in a human form, attacks have 20, 30, 40, 50% cleave within 450 range. While in dragon form, cleave increases by another 20, 30, 40, 50%, so you can have 100% cleave at max level. Turns into splash damage for all enemies within 350 range from the attack target. Disgusting. Does it affect buildings? Well, we might see. Worm's Wrath. Well, okay, so this is the passive that just provides modifiers for the facet. Worm's Wrath. While in human form, attacks apply poison to the target. It deals 10, 15, 20, 25%, 25 damage per second. And reduces the target's armor by 1, 2, 3, 4. Duration 3 seconds. Poison also affects buildings. Disgusting. While in dragon form, poison damage and armor reduction are increased by 30, 40, 50, 60%, and its target all enemies within 350 range from the attack target. I'm liking this. While in human form, attacks apply frost to the target. It reduces enemies' movement speed by 14, 21, 28, 35%, attack speed by 14, 21, 28, 35, and 35. And all health they restore by 14, 21, 28, 35%. Yeah, okay, so it slows their movement speed, attack speed, and health regen. Frost doesn't affect buildings. While in dragon form, all reductions from frost are increased by 30 to 60% and it's applied to all enemies within 350 range from the attack target. Fire breath no longer applies dragon attacks effects. We just went over that quickly. So Elder Dragon. So this is going to be the big change. So Elder Dragon no longer changes dragon type with each level. Now the dragon forms dependent on the hero facet. Now increases attack damage by 20, 60, 100. Item set to Black Dragon form no longer increases magic resistance. But what does it do? Does it just combine them all? Must. It'd have to. Yeah, it would surely. Maybe. I don't know. Drow Ranger. Base movement speed 310. That's annoying as fuck. So Precision Aura. It's an innate. Oh, this is... yeah. Grants bonus agility to Drow and allied ranged heroes within 1200 range. Effect starts with 1% of Drow Ranger's current agility, increases by 1% with each Drow Ranger's level. Bonus is doubled for Drow Ranger herself. That's disgusting. So she at level 5, does that mean that she has... So level 5, let's say, she'll have 1% plus 1% for each of her levels. So 5, but then she gets the double. So does that mean that that is, she'll have like 11% agility at level 5? Drow Ranger deals 20% more damage with attacks from high ground. That's pretty disgusting. That's pretty good. That's interesting. That's just really good positioning based. You know, sounds fun. Drow Ranger can use items and move during multi-shot with 40% move speed penalty while aiming at the initial target direction. Frost arrows, movement speed slow, decrease from 10 to 55 to 10 to 40. So yeah, the speed's less slow. Gust no longer gives her movement speed, still does the invis though. Multi-shot no longer has bonus slow duration, instead applies the normal frost arrows duration. Bonus agility for allies move to innate ability. Nah, just for multi-shot, but yeah, I know what you mean. You still have to get her to, you know, be well positioned, and she gets, you know, 20% extra damage from high ground attacks. So that'll be interesting. Was her shard? Is it her shard or her Ags? You know, that little platform she stands on? So that'll do that as well. Level 10 talent plus 15% gust self movement speed replaced with -3 gust cooldown. -4 gust cooldown replaced with 40% gust self movement speed. And 25 talent chance decreased. Marksmanship chance decreased from plus 12% to plus 10%. That's fair. Okay, so Earth Spirit remains as an innate ability of the Stone Remnant, but improves with Earth Spirit's level. Hopefully it's just you get more. So you got Resonance and Stepping Stone. So Resonance, Stone Remnants have a duration of 60 seconds. Have 7 charges with an additional 1 max charge gained every 5 hero levels. Okay. Charge restore times 18 seconds, mana cost 0. Each magnetized stone remnant gives Earth Spirit 40, 80, 120 bonus attack damage. Does not stack. What? So it doesn't. So it says does not stack, but each magnetized. So maybe you can only have one. I don't know. Stepping Stone. So stone remnants have a duration of 20 seconds. Does not use charges. Instead, it has a cooldown of 4 seconds. Mana cost 15. No longer Rolling Boulder no longer destroys stone remnants. I don't know how I feel about that. Geomagnetic Grip. Remnant damage increased from 50 to 200 to 50 to 275. Cast range rescaled from 1100 to 1000 up to 1300. Remnant refresh explosion radius increased from 400 to 600. Then the cooldown grip increased from 2 seconds to 3 seconds at level 20 talent. I don't know. Here we go. I don't know. Earthshaker passive. So Aftershock is the passive. Damage rescaled. So he does less damage early, the same damage late. So that's okay. Stun duration. Same thing with the stun duration as well. So it's going to be less of a pain, but it's his innate ability. Oh, it can be leveled up with skill points, right? Yeah, so he starts with it, which is probably a good thing, because if you don't have that, you can't. You can't even use your ult? Your ult does nothing? Something like that? Aftershock radius is increased by 50 with every 10 hero levels. Maybe? Killing an enemy with empowered attack will send their body flying 1200 units at speed. So if I can just hit him with a baseball bat. Empowered attack speed will send their body flying 1200 units at 1600 speed, dealing 5% of the killed unit's max health as damage to all enemies it passes through. This damage is increased by 50 to 140 if the killed unit is a creep, and to 450 if it is a hero. Plus 200 aftershock range replaced with negative 50% echo slam cooldown. That's going to be very interesting in the late game. I'm just keeping an eye on the time. We've probably got another 30 minutes or so. Outer Titan, Astral Spirit. Now an innate ability active can be leveled up with skill points, so that's just going to do the just been rescaled a little bit, but I'm sure it acts the same. So natural order. Natural order. Every second an enemy hero stays under the effect of the aura, they lose an additional 1 armor and 1 magic resist. Stacks up to 20 times. So yeah, you do not want an Earth Spirit running around. Sorry, an Elder Titan. Elder Titan's attack speed is decreased by 75, but he receives 20% of his movement speed as bonus attack speed. So he gets bonus attack speed when he does his bullshit. So this could be interesting. Here we go, Ember Spirit. So Flame Guard is innate ability. Didn't say that. I thought it would have been maybe rework his ult or something. I don't know. So passively deals damage. Or passively deals damage. So he'll do less. So yeah, at level 1, he's going to be doing. So if you're standing next to him, he's just going to do passively 10 DPS to you. So it's kind of like a max level. It's like half a radiance. But when he activates, it goes up to 55 plus the 30 you've already got. So fair bit. But yeah, now we've got double impact and chain gang. So double impact for Sleight of Fist. When connecting with 2 or more enemies, the enemy closest to Ember Spirit will be attacked a second time with damage reduction by 40% at the end of the Sleight of Fist. Okay, so that's pretty much, you're generally always going to Sleight of Fist more than one person. So that'd be pretty good. Chain gang, so Searing Chains. When Searing Chains are cast, they are also cast around each Fire Remnant. A target will not be hit by change from multiple sources at once. Unit count increased from 3 to 4. Okay. I don't really play Ember Spirits, I don't know. Sleight of Fist cooldown decreased from 15 to 6 seconds to 12 to 6 seconds. So yeah, just a bit of a buff there. Tiny bit of a buff early on. Flame Guard DPS. So 50 Flame Guard DPS replaced with 100% Flame Guard DPS. So it affects both the passive and the active damage. So that's good. So if we could do, so what's this, level 15. So you could go 30, so 30, so that'll become 60 damage. So you've got a free radiance. If you get that, plus whatever the active is, 105. Yeah, so it's a lot of yeah, so it's a lot of so 110, a lot of, so 170 DPS when you use your flame guard. Inch. Whenever Enchantress is about to receive a neutral item token from neutral creep, she gets one more if available. I don't know, that just sounds dumb. Overprotective Wisps, Nature's Attendants. Whenever Enchantress takes more than 250 damage from enemy heroes, one Wisp appears to heal her for 4 seconds. Can't have more than 4 overprotective Wisps at a time. Spellbound, Enchant. Enchantress gains 50, 100, 150, 200 additional attack range when attacking enchanted enemy heroes. Cast range increased from 500, 550, 600, 650 to 550, 650, 750, 850. Okay. Enchant no longer deals damage per second heroes. Enchantress receives 50% of the experience bounty of the enchanted creep. Enchanting a neutral creep is now guaranteed to drop neutral token if available. Okay, so she can farm for neutral tokens. And if it drops, she gets 2. So it might be pretty good to farm that stuff out if you don't have someone to farm them out. I want to try and get through them a little bit quicker, just so we might just skip over a couple of things. Maybe we'll just keep going. Allies near Enigma. So this is the Gravity Well innate for Enigma. Allies near Enigma have a damage reduction bonus that gradually increases with proximity to Enigma. Effect starts at 0% at 500 distance, increases up to 15% at 200 distance. Damage reduction, is that outgoing? Yeah. Enemies in a 600 radius have a 15% move speed slow while moving away from Enigma. So if they're moving away from Enigma, they've just got slow all the time. Whenever Enigma takes more than 350 damage from any source, he spawns an Eidolon next to him. These Eidolons have 50% reduced gold and experience bounty. And some changes here to his abilities as well. Just keep going. Yeah, sorry, it's so she can get the team's neutral items quicker and the team's not waiting. Yeah, exactly. But yeah. So it'd be interesting if it was like, can get all of them so that she can, I don't know, might be a bit too broken if she could, if you've got the option to have any neutral item, but I don't know. Faceless Void, new innate ability, passive levels up with Chrono. Enemy attack projectiles are slowed when they fly near Faceless Void. Affects projectiles even if Faceless Void isn't the target. Up to 40% slow, 500 radius. See how that goes. That's interesting. Time Walk. Faceless Void is guaranteed to backtrack any damage from 1 second for 1 second after casting Time Walk. Okay, so it's just when you cast Time Walk, you can't get damaged after 1 second after you land. Maybe. Oh, replaces Chrono with a new ability, Time Zone. Creates a blister in space-time, altering the movement, attack, cast, projectile, and turn rate speed of all units inside. Allies have increased speed and enemies have decreased speed. Does not pierce debuff immunity. Attack speed manipulation. 50 to 150. Move speed manipulation up to 70%. Cast speed manipulation up to 60%. Turn speed up to 50%. Projectile speed up to 50%. So this is for all these void faceless voids that can't. They get their enemies, their allies stuck in Chrono, I think. Very interesting, but this would be really well placed with a disruptor. I think if you can keep them in there, because they can still run out of it. But if you can keep them in there, how long does it last? Duration 5 seconds at level 1 up to 6 seconds. Yeah, if you can keep them in there for 6 seconds, that's a shit ton of difference. That's a 300, like a 300 difference, because they lose 150, you gain 150. And then they just rescale the time dilation mana cost. Adds an effect to Grimstroke's attacks that cause enemy heroes to leave a trail of ink behind them for 4 seconds, gaining vision over them, but not over their surroundings. Okay, so it's kind of like, I guess it's kind of like Slider's ult, where you can just see them. Inkswell adds a new ink explosion sub ability, allowing Grimstroke to manually trigger Inkswell. Excellent. Stroke of Fate's vector targeted to curve ink path's trajectory. Interesting. That's nice. To be kind of like Primal Beasts. You know how you can kind of get it to curve a little bit. And semi-damage increase. Now applies Ink Trail effect on hit. Phantom is no longer disjointable when returning to Grimstroke. Buff duration increased. No longer be manually triggered by default. Oh, it's increased. Oh, wait. Decreased. Oh, okay, so interesting. We'll keep going. Gyro can disassemble most items at all times and sells any recipe he has for a full cost. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know when you'd use that, but I'm sure someone smarter than me will figure that out. Cooldown decreases strike interval to 0.8 seconds. If an enemy hero gets hit, another cooldown strike missile is called that tracks the target. It has a 200 impact radius centered around them and deals 50% of the damage. Each hero may only have one tracking missile per cast. Every successful hit for rocket barrage increases Gyrocopter's movement speed by 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah. Buff for 4 seconds. Each hit refreshes the duration. I was like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not a lot, but rocket barrage is pretty quick. It doesn't give slow resistance now though. Missile damage cooldown no longer grants global cast range. Hoodwink passive. Passively has a % chance to redirect attacks into a tree within units, destroying it. While Scari's active, Hoodwink gains extra attack and cast range. The no available targets to bounce Acorn Shot will look for a tree within its search radius instead. Bouncing off a tree sets the remaining number of bounces to 1. Scary no longer provides evasion near trees, thank fuck. No longer increases attack and cast range by default, thank fuck. Evasion replaced with 1 Scary duration. So he doesn't have... He's just got the... So yeah, so the passive's kind of built into this. Sharpshooter pieces debuff immunity level 25, yeah. Oscar doesn't have mana. Mana cost of items and abilities are converted into health costs, which are considered as magical damage and can be reduced with magical resistance. Interesting. Is this our first no mana hero? Yeah, because Phoenix has mana, but uses health for pretty much everything. Spills Huskar's blood and fire, applying movement attack speed slow to all enemies. Heals all Huskar's allied units with 400 units from the target, 100% of the damage dealt to the target hero. There's nothing big there. We'll just keep going. When Voka denies a lane creep, he gets 15% of the experience. Ugh. Voka 4, come at me. Okay, cool. So we can go. Okay. So you got the 2 facets. You got agnostic and elitist. So agnostic. So passively adds a debuff to Invoker's attacks that deal 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 damage per second for 2 seconds. Active orbs grant no additional bonuses. Passively grants. Wex passively grants attack speed. Passively grants bonus attack damage. Elitist. Active quas orbs imbue Invoker's attacks with flat lifesteal, restoring blah blah health per orb. So I think it just buffs, you know, if you're all in them, yeah. No longer grants cooldown reduction. Just the move speed. And then they've just done the decreased because you don't have the wax anymore. Interesting. I think that's probably alright. Oh, interesting. IO's team takes 1 second less to channel watchers. When watcher is under their control, the vision radius increased by 300. Kritzkrieg. Grants. Isn't that the name of the medic in TF2's thing? Well, medic gun, yeah. It's funny. Grants attack speed and spell amp with overcharge. Overcharge grants armor and magic resist. Okay, cool. So that they're both good good options. Damage per second increased from that to so a little bit more damage from tether. Not that it's really Jakiro turn rate increased. Jakiro's attack launches 2 projectiles at the target with a 0.2 second interval, but each deals 50% less damage. One of these attacks ignores melee heroes' default damage block. The penalty affects bonus damage as well. So he just launches 2 projectiles, while they each do 2. So obviously, you're going to even out to the same amount of damage, but one of them goes through armor. Jakiro's third basic ability when the facet is picked. Jakiro makes a flaming attack which burns all enemies around the target, dealing damage over time and reducing their attack speed. Cooldown decreased from 16 to 4 seconds to 13 to 4 seconds. Shard adds 2.5% of target's max HP to each tick of damage, doesn't affect buildings. So you can choose between liquid fire or liquid frost. What it used to be? Liquid fire? I don't know. Ability rework. Jakiro's makes a freezing attack which deals bonus damage, applies chilling effect, slow. Does not apply to buildings, does not apply to buildings. Is there anything that applies to buildings now? I don't think so. So you can't push towers really quick now. Jug deals 10% more damage to targets that are facing him. So it'd be good into duel. Blade Fury can now deal critical damage with the same stats as Blade Dance. Okay, so Blade Dance is good. Blade Fury now applies a strong dispel when it ends. Nice. Gain a stack of Blade form every 2 seconds up to a max of 10. Each stack grants 3% base agility bonus and 1 speed bonus. Stacks are reset upon taking any damage after a 3-second linger. Okay. Takes into the old, what were they called? The, you know, back in Warcraft, the Blade Masters. It's very Blade Mastery ability. So yeah, does a strong dispel when Blade Fury ends. Critical, Blade Dance. Crit chance increased from 20, so now it's just 35% flat. Good. Now the damage scales up to 90. That's how it should be, I think. I think that's better. So you're gonna crit 35% of the time rather than 20. So this is probably actually going to be worth it leveling up. Bonus damage decreased from 40 to 45, 50 to 30, 35, 40. That's fine because you get the 10% extra damage. Allies within 900 range of Keeper of the Light have 15% more max mana. Just gonna check something real quick. Alright. So Solar Bind, granted by Spirit Form when the facet is picked. Magic Resist. Let's get more Magic Resist. Shard replaces cooldown with 2 charges. Castback swing improved. Recall. By Spirit Form when the facet is picked. Alright, so this is pretty much just trying to figure out how, you know, he keeps getting changed throughout the years. So now you've just got both. You can just choose between each alt. Conquer. Strength gain decreased. Tidebringer's innate. Cleave's been rescaled, so it's the same, except now you've got it, you know, a bit. Just one sec. Alright, back to where we go. So next by illusion example, Tidebringer on cooldown. So the cooldown rescaled, so it's just essentially you get a 16-second Tidebringer at level 1. Not massive. Tidebringer cooldown is reduced by 0.8 seconds per hero hit. Okay, that's disgusting. So 4 seconds. So you just have to hit a couple heroes, and this Tidebringer just keeps. So if you're in a team fight, that's great. Whenever units return Ghost Ship's rum is splashed on the allies within a 400 radius around the turn unit. That could be interesting. I think that's better though. Smaller stun on torrent, think fuck. Delay. Decreased, good. Blah blah blah. Okay, so Moment of Courage. So this is her lifesteal ability. This is Legion Commander. Lifesteal. So passive. It's just rescaled. Oh, it's actually she gets more. Yeah, slightly more. No? Yeah, a little bit more at the end. Actually, a little bit more all levels. Cooldown rescaled. So 0.7 still the same. Yeah, it's very similar. So overwhelming odds is one of the facets. Grants Legion Commander all damage barrier equal to 100% of the damage dealt to enemy heroes. Right. When duel is won and any unit that damaged the loser. Ooh. This is a team fight duel scenario going on. When a duel is won, any unit that damaged the loser during the duel will permanently gain 4, 8, 12 bonus damage. Okay, so Ag's Scepter no longer provides dual damage reduction, now provides debuff immunity. Duration with Ag's increased. Just early level increased. Max level's still the same. It's negligible, I think, probably. Oh, they're level 1, but you know, when are you going to have Ag's level 1? Everyone else no longer deals extra damage to illusions. A couple other changes there, we'll keep going. Leshrac, decreased, increased base armor. Leshrac spells increased by area of effect of Leshrac spells increased by 0.5 for each point of intelligence. That's a good. So Diabolic, so we've got 2. Leshrac's attacks restore, Leshrac's attacks, sound like fucking Eminem there. Leshrac's attacks restore mana equal to 10, 14, 18, 22% of the damage dealt. Improves with Pulse Nova's level. Only restores mana when attacking units that have mana. And then Diabolic Edict has 40 explosions that applied over 10 seconds and can damage buildings. Or 40 explosions that applied over 7 seconds but can't damage buildings. And then a couple other changes here that we're not going to get into because we're running out of time. Lich. So Lich's max mana regeneration is 0. Whenever any unit dies nearby, Lich restores a portion of his max mana. Dying heroes restore a bigger portion. Works with deaths of both allies, enemies, and neutral. Lich can regenerate mana only under the effect of a fountain. Interesting. So you can't use clarities as Lich or mangoes. Max mana restored from a creep is 2.5%. Max mana restored from heroes 15. I think it's not going to be a problem Frostbound. Chain Frost. If the orb fails to find a new target to bounce to, it instead circles the previous target, waiting up to 3.5 to 4.5 seconds on a valid target to come into range. This may happen multiple times per cast. That's great. Wait, do we still got unlimited fucking Frost Bounce? Grants additional bounces to, oh, here we go. To Chain Frost and extends the duration of Frost Shield when these abilities kill enemies. Killing a creep extends the duration of 1 second, whilst killing a hero extends it by 4. Killing a creep adds 1 bounce, while killing a hero adds 3 bounces. Cast backswing no longer requires the acceptor to use other abilities while channeling Sinister Gaze. Okay, so Feast is innate. Passive levels up with Infest. Now allows hitting allied creeps at 75% health compared to default, so you can deny easier. Well, deny quicker. As Lifestealer. What other stats? Base damage decreased, attack speed decreased, agility gain decreased. Yeah, that's probably fair. Max health damage decreased. So he's going to be lifestealing more at max level, but doing less damage at max level. Oh, this is interesting. Lifestealer permanently gains 2 max health per unit killed. So if you're a farming god, you're going to have shit to... so let's think. So 30-minute game. Well, I think I had a 35-minute game the other day and I hit like 280. So yeah, double that. So what, 560? Maybe not. I don't know. Replaces Rage with a new ability, Unfettered. Lifestealer descends into a violent fury, gaining 50% magic resist and 50% status resist. Applies strong to a spell and can be cast while disabled. Duration. I like that. Especially because Rage no longer gives movement speed. Still gonna call it Rage though. Open Wounds is now a basic ability. No longer grants bonus damage based on the enemy's max health, no longer spreads. Oh. Wait. So that used to be the shard. I think. No longer applies movement slow, now possibly grants movement speed bonus to Lifestealer. Good. Maybe. To get more attack speed from this. Probably better, because then you can chase multiple people rather than just the one. Good, they got rid of that fucking infest enemies bullshit. Keep going. Lena. Fire Soul's now innate abilities, level up with skill points. Attack speed, so yeah, it's just the same as Fire Soul. Laguna Blade supercharges Lena, giving her 12 fiery stole sacks. Impact damage from Lena's abilities decreased by 60%, but each ability applies a stackable 3-second debuff that deals burn damage every second, which sums up into 65 of the original ability damage. So she'll do more damage over time. Yeah, okay. Dragon Slave no longer does damage over time, so that's when you have to get that. And then it's just scaled to rework around that. Lion. Gains 20% debuff duration and 20% spell amp for 90 seconds after respawning. Mana drain deals. Oh, that's disgusting. That's just going to be so annoying. Oh, I mean, it doesn't do it as default, so. Casting Finger of Death line switches from range to melee attacks with a fixed range and gains 40 plus 30 damage per stack for 20 seconds. Enemies killed within 3 seconds of being punched will add Finger of Death stacks. Attacks during melee buff also add 50% cleave damage. What? Holy shit. So Lion turns into a melee character after you finger of death people. Lone Druid, I'm not gonna read it because I don't understand him enough. Loon has bonus 12, bonus 20% cast range at night. That's interesting. Moonglaves, all active reduces all incoming damage by XYZ. Lucent Beam, Luna gains attack damage bonus every time an enemy hero is hit by Lucent Beam. This includes Lucent Beams created by Eclipse, but those provide 50% less damage. Yeah. Better night vision. Lycan deals 2% extra damage to neutral creeps per hero level. Shapeshift, movement, and critical strike bonuses also apply to all units under Lycan's control. Enemy heroes killed by Lycan these units extend shapeshift duration by 5 seconds. Summon wolves replaces wolves with spirit wolves. They are invulnerable, uncontrollable, and cannot attack. Each wolf buffs Lycan, providing health and damage. Decreases duration to 25%. Mana cost from there to there. Does not affect Wolf's Max Shard. Magnus suffers 50% less force movement from enemies' abilities and items. Nice. Deals bonus damage when pushing enemies through trees and cliffs. Each tree deals damage, and cliffs deal that much damage. That's pretty good, but you know, it's a bit gimmicky. RP pushes enemies into 600 AoE around Magnus away from him to a maximum distance of 700, stunning and damaging them. Enemies are pushed over 0.2 seconds. Yeah, right, okay. So if they're out of the RP, it pushes them away, I guess. RP gets a damage buff, though. Marcy increases the level of all allied couriers by 3 and attack. What? This means Marcy's team starts with flying couriers. That's a weird thing to give Marcy, but I mean, we'll take it. I haven't watched the anime, I don't know if that's relevant to the anime. Marcy's team starts with flying couriers. I mean, that's good for anyone that's playing a Marcy on my team, but I'd never pick Marcy for that, obviously. Sidekick and bodyguard. That's picked passively grants lifesteal. Yeah, Mars and his allies within 2000 radius gain increased health regen when they're outnumbered by the enemy in the same area. Each enemy hero provides 25% bonus health regen. That's pretty good. If Mars is in the arena when the enemy dies inside of it, he heals 20% of his max health and mana and gets 20% damage buff for 15 seconds. Holy shit. That's great. Arena walls obscure vision, and enemies that are inside don't have the shared vision with their allies. It's also interesting. Ag Scepter shoulders. Soldiers can no longer knock enemies out of leashes, such as Arena of Blood. Yeah. Mana Shield, passive ability, no longer provides bonus mana on leveling up. Can be activated, draining 4% of max mana per second, but increasing attack speed by 3% of reduces attack speed per second. Mana can be attack speed will stop increasing after 10 seconds. Conversion can be stopped by deactivating Mana Shield, but it can't be done for the first 3 seconds of conversion. Attack speed buff will disappear after 15 seconds of the conversion. Just keeping track of the time. We've probably got another 5-10 minutes maybe. Oh, there you go. That's what I was talking about before. Meepo receives an additional choice when activating neutral item tokens. Okay, so this one you just get more Meepos at different levels. You can equip any item in the neutral item slot with the exception of boots. And items that are dropped on death. Meepos clones gain full bonuses from the item with the exception. I don't play Meepo, but that sounds like that can be broken somehow. Lotuses are more effective on Mirana and her allies. Okay, so she's got Moonlight Shadow, which is her current ult. The sun starts gradually increasing the attack speed and damage of Mirana by that reaching its maximum after it also gains bonus daytime vision. Mirana's allied heroes. Yeah. Monkey King, Mischief remains an innate ability. Active can't be leveled up. Alright, so he just keeps that. Free Dance has no cooldown while Monkey King's at full health. Maybe I've got to play 4 Monkey King, because I hate that You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, we're just rushing through them now. Morphing receives 50% of added true every half level. So it's true. Every half level instead of full bonuses at level up. Interesting. Mona can always attack ethereal targets and can attack when she herself is ethereal. When attacking ethereal targets, all of her attack damage is dealt as magical damage. Frienda. It's interesting. These kinds of things are cool. It's like, oh, E-Blade. Oh, we've got a murder on our team. It's not going to stop her. Gets evasion. That's pretty good for Naga. Let's keep going to play. People play. Passive levels up with Nature's Call. Profit gains bonus base damage for each tree within tree. Yep. Multiple amounts of this tree ant as well. Necro, here we go. Saddest. Ability returns innate. Passive. Whenever Necro kills a unit, he gains a stack that increases health and mana regen by blah. Hero kills provide 6 stacks. Stack duration. Necro gains 50 AoE increase per current saddest stack. Heartstopper aura no longer grants regen per kill. Good. So you've just got to be more active as Necro. Night Stalker. The night health regen is increased by 40%, but during the day is decreased by 20%. Heart of Darkness. Passive can't be leveled up. Doesn't say what it is. Or is that? Void. The day-night cycle of the game is reversed. Nighttime duration increased by 15 seconds. Daytime duration decreased by 15 seconds. That's confusing. That's going to confuse the fuck out of me. Enemy heroes affected by Void do not share vision with their teammates. Deals 50 damage per second when affected enemies cannot be seen by the allies. Nyx. Nyx Assassin can sense invisible heroes in a 400 radius. Let's fucking go. Yeah, I'll get to Warlock right. I'll do Warlock at the end if we don't get there. So he's always got a gem. That's great. Nyx's abilities and items burn current mana. Triggers only on spells that deal 100 damage or more before reductions. Effect scales with the level of Vendetta. Vendetta. Grants unobstructed. Oh, you know how good that is? Unobstructed pathing and max movement speed for the first 10 seconds of Vendetta. I'll just read through all these because I play them. No longer deals damage equal to Mindful. It now deals damage to based on the mana rather than intelligence. Now can target any unit with mana. This instantly kills non-ancient creeps. Good. Mana cost increased. Not good. Cooldown increased. Not good. 7 seconds of max level. That's shit. Vendetta no longer does a mana burn. No longer has movement speed. Borrow no longer increases Impale cast range. No longer reduces cooldown. Provides with 500 cast range and 25% cooldown reduction. Just an easier way of doing it, I guess. You can get back to the original cooldown with 15 talent. Here we go. Vendetta's got break again. Point of strength gives multicast 0.05% chance. Ogre starts the game with 0 ability points, but gains 3 ability points at level 2 and regular ability points for the remainder of the game. Oh, okay. Interesting. Omni. No, fuck it. We'll just got a Warlock running out of time. I'll have to read the rest later. Let's punch you. Oh, it's Flesh Heap. Of course. And I'll have a quick look at fucking SB. Warlock, here you go. So Eldritch Summoning. New innate ability. Levels up with Chaotic Offering. Whenever a unit dies under the effects of Warlock's abilities, a minor imp is spawned in their place. Imps are uncontrollable. Run towards favoring heroes under the effect of Fatal Bonds. Upon reaching an enemy, they explode, dealing damage in AoE. There are no valid units nearby. They will attack buildings by hand, dealing minor damage. Isn't that what your Shard does? Permanent immolation damage per second is increased by Warlock's current health and mana regeneration. Disgusting. Grants Black Grimoire neutral item. Hero kills and assists infuse the Black Grimoire with charges. This item can be used on either neutral or regular item slots, but cannot be put in a backpack or dropped. Can be consumed to grant 250 experience per charge for that. Okay. Yeah. I'm not going to read through all that. I just want to check out Visage and see if he's bullshit. Yeah, Grave Cloak. Must always follow Visage. You cannot receive direct attack or movement commands. That's fine. I would never do that anyway. They will attack the target Visage tried to attack last and will turn if the target is out of attack range. Can still be ordered to cast Dawn Foam if the hero individually familiars will search the nearby valid target within 300 range. If the target was previously attacking dies and no additional orders are issued. If the gets got too far away, 350 rounds to the teleport to Visage within 4 seconds. Nice. Can't attack while auto cast is on. Alright, cool. Alright, well that's it. Got to do something now, so yeah, we'll leave it there and maybe we'll pick it up later or just discuss later. Alright, thank you. See ya.